Today's broadcast is sponsored by University Credit Union, the official credit union of LMU Athletics. By Cedars-Sinai. Cedars-Sinai is the official health partner of LMU Athletics. Learn more at cedarsinai.org. And by TicketSmarter. Experience the power and excitement of live events with TicketSmarter. Think smart. Think TicketSmarter. Inside Kirsten Pavilion here, Lions and the Torero tip is away. Let's take a look at our starting lineups today, brought to you by Cedars-Sinai. Starting off with the Lions. It's going to be Nicole Rodriguez wearing number 1. Kari Clark in 34 as Oakley puts up a shot off the mark. Offensive board to the Toreros. Maya Pace with 2, and that's 2 on her way to 1,000 points. Finish out the starting lineup real quick. Wearing number 2 is Cassie Gordon, joined by Alexis Mark, and getting her first start of the season, number 11, Destiny Samuel. The Lions wearing the home whites, working left to right on your screen, led by second-year head coach Erica Hughes. On the opposite side for the Toreros, start things off, wearing number 0 is Kira Oakery as Gordon fires with 3 long rebound to the hands of Mark. Strong move up and in for 2.
So I was concerned because we started off with an offensive board for the Toreros, but Alexis Mark comes right back and gets one for the Lions.
Finishing up the starting lineup for the Toreros, wearing number 5 is Ayana Calfani. Number 10, Maya Pace, our player to watch, who's on her way to 1,000 points, 7 from it right now. Rounding things out, the forward, wearing number 22, Casey Newbert, and number 33, Amanda Olinger. As your starting lineup today, brought to you by Cedars-Sinai. Newbert fires from the baseline and converts.
So we're seeing the Toreros come out with their customary press, which the Lions broke effectively the first time. It looks like they're going to do it again this time. Good sign for the Lions.
4-2 here early, 8:24 to go. Toreros in their road navies and working right to left on your screen. Okay, it's the first time that we've seen Destiny Samuel in the starting lineup, and I'm interested to see how that works for the Lions. As Mark goes to work, draws a foul, she'll head to the line.
Yeah, I agree, but the Lions don't really have a whole lot of options. Comment again on Alexis Mark, our player to watch for the Lions. Look at this play. She's driving to the basket. She gets fouled, not able to convert, but that's where she left off on Thursday. I think she at one point had something like 4 consecutive buckets on basically that exact roll to the basket.
And we felt like that at some points throughout the winter break games, it wasn't the same Alexis Mark, it wasn't the same aggression, the same energy. Obviously she was coming off some injuries, but it's nice to see in these last couple games, really the second half of that Cougars game into the start of this game, it looks like Alexis is back.
Yeah, absolutely, and when she's putting points up to go along with her hustle, her rebounds, her steals, really adds value for the Lions.
Good feed inside by Calfani. It's Olinger now, her shot's too much. Fight for the rebound down low. Newbert and Mark send it the Lions' way.
So Lions are going to have to do a better job boxing out because the Toreros are crashing the offensive glass.
Look at that full court press, all 5 in the backcourt for the Toreros. They'll bleed back now and let Alexis Mark bring it up. That ball's tipped away by Newbert. Mark regains control, 20 seconds on the shot clock.
With that kind of pressure that Newbert's putting on, they set a screen, Mark can blow right by. Looks like almost a travel there.
They're going to call a foul. I think some of the Toreros wanted a travel. It was a near travel by Kari Clark. Picked up her dribble too soon and had really nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, it looked like maybe an extra step, but Lions able to get a chance for points at the line.
And that's something we saw they weren't able to do in the last game. Instead, they sent the Cougars to the line plenty of times. Cougars were 100% through much of that game from the charity stripe.
Well, already, Brent, and I know it's really setting a low bar, but for Lions to have 5 points without more than 2 minutes plus going off the clock is a good sign compared to what happened Thursday.
And they're going to need to get buckets. Gary, you mentioned a depleted roster here today. Legs are going to get tired, especially with this pressing San Diego team. So getting these points on the board early is important as Clark knocked down both hers from the charity stripe. Sets the Lions ahead by 2, 6-4. Pace inside, rims out. High board, tipped around, it'll stay Torero ball.
So the Lions are in a 2-3 zone, which I would expect to see a fair amount of because they really got to conserve energy with so few players.
Calfani is going to find Pace over the corner. She'll drive baseline, stopped up.
Trap.
Good double team. That's something we didn't see in the last game. Oakley fires away, can't go.
So on that play, although the Lions get it, Samuel has to box out Newbert. You can't just go straight up 1v1. You got to box out and get a position advantage.
Amanda Ollinger takes a seat. See the first of number 11, Laura Erickstrup for the Toreros.
Oh, Kari Clark with a good save. What would have been a turnover. Yeah, Newbert cannot hold Mark. Lions doing a good job of cutting.
Clark, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Surprising. Take a look at the replay if we get it. I didn't know that Clark drove into Newbert as much as Newbert may have just flopped a little, but
it's the visual of lowering your shoulder, but we got to be careful here because the Lions can ill afford to get players in foul trouble with so few players to come in off the bench. That's one on Clark.
Your officials today, Infinity Robinson, Sheree Mitchell, and Alicia Iwakura.
Cassie Gordon, good job fighting over a screen.
Calfani now looking to pull up, and she does. That's short. Good board by Kari Clark.
And a good aggressive defense by Rodriguez to disrupt the shot.
You talked about it. Good defense leads to offense. It also doesn't allow the Toreros to sit up there. Full court press as Cassie Gordon.
And that's what Cassie Gordon wasn't able to do on Thursday. She comes out right away and hits her patented floater.
Oakary inside, circus shot, no good. Miscommunication. It's going to be Torero ball.
Yeah, so look, although that was an unforced error, I like the crashing of the boards by Gordon.
Just Finney, number 3, into the game for Ayana Calfani. Finney, the sophomore transfer from Washington out of Scottsdale, Arizona. This Torero team has lost significant players, what I like to call the Fab Five, and they also lost Steph Gorman. We still have one member of the Fab Five here, and that's Maya Pace, who's on her way, on pace, shall we say, to 1,000 points.
Oh, they lost track of Finney in the corner. Got lucky she missed.
Came off the bench a little bit cold. Noelle Yancey wearing number 21 also into the game, along with Aspen Adams wearing number 25 in white.
Coach Hughes is going to have to keep subbing to get those fresh legs out on the floor. Kari Clark was tempted for the 3. I'm glad she didn't shoot it.
Whistle blown, foul called on Pace.
So the refs are calling it tight, and I'm okay if it's called tight just on both sides. Take a look at the replay here. You see a little hand checking on Noelle Yancey. See that right there? That's a foul. They called it.
Yancey inbound, 5:44 to go in this first quarter. That's an errant pass. Whistle blown, fouls called. It's going to be on Erickstrup. Got a hold of Clark.
Lucky for the Lions because that inbound 5 seconds was ticking away.
Well, and ironically, I think the sort of errant pass from Noelle Yancey actually aided Clark. Had to try to get her on Erickstrup. Erickstrup had no idea where the ball actually was.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Lions on a 6-0 run over the last 2:29 in San Diego, 0 of their last 6.
That's reminiscent of what the Lions dealt with in the first quarter on Thursday.
Mark, we're going to feed inside to Gordon. She does. Gordon raises and gets it to go.
That's the Cassie Gordon game. Very impressive start for the Lions. We were talking about this earlier. Sometimes when you have adversity, you just bring it because you have no choice.
10-4 here early, just about halfway through this first quarter. Newbert fires from in the key, off back iron. Pace streaking in, definitely fouled by Yancey on the board.
So good boxing out. Problem was no one actually ran to get the ball except Oakry. See if you see the replay. Good boxing out. No body on Oakry. Oh, Pace. I'm sorry. It was Pace.
Bunch of subs here. Ava Toon wearing number 22 into the game for the first time today. Nicole Rodriguez joining the action. Kylie Horstmeyer also in, and Amanda Ollinger back in action in the middle. Got a mismatch down low right now with Ollinger and Adams.
Yeah, Ollinger on the 3 is okay. Ollinger in the post, not so good when Aspen Adams guarding him. Oh, wide open.
Horstmeyer down the key. Scoop shot's no good.
So only 18% shooting for the Toreros. That's why the Lions have this 6-point lead. They're shooting 75%.
Coach Hughes calls the play into the Lions with 15 on the shot clock.
Again, with this aggressive defense, some screens, on-ball screens would be really helpful to free the Lions up.
Another foul call, this one on Casey Newbert. That's going to be number 2 on Newbert, and I'd be surprised if Cindy Fisher does not pull Newbert to the bench.
Is that going to be the media timeout?
That's going to send us to the media. So when we come back, more action. 10-4 here early. Lions lead. Well, I didn't say it when she was at the line, but Kari's shooting 44% from the line right now.
Better off not saying it.
So halfway through one quarter, the Lions just 1 point away from tying what they had at the half against BYU. A remarkable change from Thursday to Saturday here, Gary. What's working for the squad?
Well, what they're doing is getting good shots down low. Cassie Gordon with 2 shots right at the bucket, and where she didn't make them on Thursday, she's making them to start the game here. They're also doing a good job on defense. They're not letting the Toreros get easy looks. Toreros are going to shoot better before this game is over. They can't count on them going 18% for the whole game.
Little did I note, Torero's already in the bonus here, or the Lions rather. Torero's have hit 5 fouls in this first quarter. Lions will be at the line for the remaining 4:26 of this one as Mark knocks down both of them. 12-4 here. Lions 100% from the line thus far.
Rodriguez close to a steal. You can see the activity on defense.
Double dribble called on Calfani.
This is something we just didn't see Thursday, the energy at the start of the game. Here's a replay. You see the double dribble because Noelle Yancey played aggressive defense.
Good defense by Calfani on their end, forces the turnover off the inbound.
That's the first turnover on the press.
Okari to the bucket, fouled by Adams.
Now, I would have thought that might have been the same call that went against Kari Clark with the lowering of the shoulder, but maybe Adams was moving. Watch this. Boom.
Yeah, I think she was shifting down the court. It's going to send Adams out of the game. Cassie Gordon back in. Also saw the entrance of Melasungu Ofiaki, freshman out of San Bruno, California. Or number 21 for the Toreros as Okari knocks down the first from the line. Okari, an 82% free throw shooter.
Small lineup for the Lions. Going to be a mismatch down low with Olinger. No matter who on the Lions is playing defense. Cassie's quick, breaks the press by herself.
Finds Toon in the corner, long, 2 rims off. Easy rebound by Rodriguez. Lions will reset, fresh 20 on the clock.
Alexis Marcus down low calling for it.
Rodriguez, the pull-up J, and knocks it down.
Nice shot. Very much the opposite of Thursday. The Lions are hitting their shots, playing in rhythm.
14-6 here, 3:38 to go in this first quarter. Subs are plenty at the scorer's table, and we'll get them at the next dead ball.
Olinger is camped out in the key. Coach Hughes calling for the Lions, put their hands up on defense.
Okery fires away, gets it to go.
That's a big bucket. That's a really big bucket for them. Stem the tide.
Kira Okery struggled from three this season, only 27%, but last year led USD in three-point percentage and was fourth in the WCC, so certainly someone that can hit from the outside.
Rodriguez got to be careful. That left arm is pushing off. Coach is talking to refs about it.
I think Cindy Fisher saw that. They're going to call a charge. It's going to be on Alexis Mark.
What was the foul?
We'll take a look. We'll find out, maybe.
Oh, grabbed her hand? Maybe they're holding hands with their old high school buddy.
Yeah, old high school buddy, Amanda Olinger and Alexis Mark, both graduates of Sierra Canyon High School. We'll have a little feature at the end of halftime, so stick around to see that. Some fun photos from those two back in the day.
Kari Clark in the game, matching up on Eric Strip.
Veronica Sheffy also enters the action for the Toreros first time today, wearing number 2.
Good D by Kari Clark. But she may have taken a little poke near the eye.
Bigger lineup in the game right now with Mark, Clark, and Gordon.
Nowhere to go.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Defense really stifling the Lions' offense on this possession, but Mark finds her way to the cup, can't get it to fall.
What a move, though. It just couldn't fall.
Coach Hughes pleading with Infinity Robinson for a foul as that one's taken away by the Lions again.
The two Lions had the ball.
Cassie Gordon calling for the Lions to settle down.
Rodriguez was faking the back door. Lucky they didn't turn that over.
Clark fires from the baseline, knocks it down.
Woo! Lions shooting percentages very strong. I don't know what the new count is because I haven't seen the updated stats, but they're shooting the ball very well.
In the neighborhood is 75%, Gary. Sheffy inside, picks up the dribble. It's Afiaki for 2.
Afiaki had a confident stroke, no hesitation.
Good feed inside to Clark, working down low on Eric Strupping. She'll get a bucket to go.
Is it fair to say the Lions are playing inspired basketball right now?
They are, and they've got this crowd fired up in Gersten. Under a minute to go in this first quarter. It's all Lions controlling the pace here, and that's what they wanted to do against a fast team like San Diego. Afiaki again, opposite baseline, no good. Clark, high board, Eric Strupp tangles her up and a foul's called.
Eric Strupp definitely fouled her. I can't really tell how many fouls. I think that'll be her first. Maybe it's her second.
Having some issues with stat broadcasting here. We'll get you those updated stats as we can. Definitely the second on Eric Strupp.
So with 44 seconds left in this first quarter, it is the exact opposite of the last first quarter the Lions played, and I don't think there could be a more welcome sight.
Clark at the line now. Her Simran Kaur also in the game for the Toreros. The 6'4" forward out of Punjab, India, cannot be missed. Tallest player out on the court today by far. I hesitate to say maybe she's a little bit taller than 6'4". Maybe put lightly there.
And the Lions doing very well from the free throw line. If they've missed one, I missed that because I think they made them all.
I believe they have. 13-second difference between game and shot clock. Toreros look a little discombobulated in this play. Only one starter in action.
That was a 2.
Sheffy fires, can't go. Tipped around by Carr, and that's that height coming to work. Not just height, but the wingspan as well.
Although they didn't get the rebound, the Lions boxed out. That's all I can ask. If you box out, you can't always get the rebound, but you give yourself a shot at it. See if the Toreros play for almost the last shot. 2-second difference, shot clock, game clock.
Miscommunication. Sheffy throws it right into the face of Pace.
Let's see if the Lions track. They got 5.8 left. See if those practice half-court shots give them an opportunity here.
Subs coming into the game. Ayana Kalfani and Kira Okery back in for the final 5 of this one. Pace takes the seat, so does Sheffy. Rodriguez looking to heave it down court. No one there. Afiaki's there. Clock doesn't start, so they'll get a
Should've let
chance
it go.
here.
Clock wouldn't have started. No shot.
Can't get it off. That shot will be no good. It sends us into the second with the Lions leading 20-11, a 9-point lead. What a turn from Thursday. More action and more buckets up next.
Is there anyone to ask about updating stats? Or? Oh, it got updated.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Look at that, 8 for 8 from line. Points in the paint and 8 free throws. Sorry about that. It just was, couldn't see some of the floor.
Welcome back to Gershon Pavilion. After one, the Lions up by 9, 20-11, a far tale from what we saw in the game on Thursday. Finished the first quarter with just 2 points, 18-point difference between that quarter and this first quarter here. Cassie Gordon, 4 points on the afternoon, but Kari Clark has been the story. 8 points, 2 from the field, and 4 buckets from the line.
Yeah, very good to see her shooting that way. Lions got to keep this aggressive energy going throughout the second quarter.
It's Afiaki inside, shot short off of her and going the Lions' way.
Okay, the Toreros are not going to give up on pressing, so the Lions are going to have to be consistent in breaking it.
Samuel tries to break it with her legs. Lucky that ends up in the hands of Gordon.
Yeah, that's not the way they drop the press break. Again, on-ball screens can be effective the way the Toreros are putting on such pressure defense.
Clark to pull up Jay off the mark. And she's able to tip it away, disrupt the fast break. That's nice. Slows down the pace from the Toreros in transition.
Yeah, but I don't want her to take a chance on picking up a foul 75 feet from the bucket, right? So it's a kind of a balance, right? You want to disrupt the fast break, but you can't afford to pick up fouls. I think Kari Clark so far has one. We don't want to see her get the second. But remember, on Thursday, 3 starters had 2 fouls in the first quarter. So we're already in a much better spot.
Maya Pace and Casey Newbert into the game. Our Simran Carr will take it out for the Toreros, and we'll get going here with 9:20 to go in this second quarter. Carr now looking to drive, stopped up by Clark.
Carr had good vision to see the cutter.
Alexis Mark even better for the steal. Here she goes, one-on-one. Stop and put it home.
And under control. First half last game, a little less under control. Lions are balling out here in this game so far.
Half ball's tipped off the hands of Carr, and here comes Mark once again. Let's slow it up and allow the offense to reset.
Little stagnant on this possession. See if the Lions can get in their offense. Low pass collected by Mark.
10 seconds on the shot clock. That ball tipped out. Lost control of it on the drive. Send it back to Torero's way. Amanda Olinger back in the action for our Simran Carr.
That was the first possession of the game where the Lions didn't have a flow on offense. Seemed like they just were out of sync. Hopefully that's just an aberration.
Lions right now shooting 64% from the field. Turn that over to the Toreros, 25%, and there's your 11-point difference. As Newbert looks to change that storyline, gets the shot up, can't get it to fall, but she'll head to the line.
So there wasn't much contact, but I don't know if we'll see a replay. I think Samuel got her on the arm. There it is. She was straight up at the end, but she was leaning over when she made contact.
Newbert's first is good, and
both teams perfect from the line.
Casey Newbert, familiar with this gym just a bit. Played here against the Lions. She was at Hawaii, and her sister, former grad assistant at this LMU women's basketball program, now down at Point Loma, is an assistant under the LMU former coach, Charity Elliott. So lots of family-friendly faces in the building today, on and off the court.
Brendan Craig with a basketball history lesson.
It's the one thing I have to do here, so.
Little confusion as to who's on the floor. Got it sorted out. Again, tough when you try and break the press with the dribble. You gotta pass.
Lucky to get out of that one alive. Lots of time eaten off the clock, though. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Lions really haven't even gotten set.
Well, the press made them burn the first about 8.5 seconds.
Cross-court swing by Samuel, down to Gordon for three.
It was tough because the shot clock was winding down. Gordon got a pretty good shot considering.
Olinger, easy bucket.
So that was just a mental lapse, not getting Olinger matched up as they transition the fast break. Ooh, very close to backcourt.
Lions seem to be struggling more and more with the press break as this game has gone on. Our tired legs setting in here in the first half. Still 7 minutes to go until a break.
Maybe a little bit, but the other thing is the Toreros have picked up their aggressiveness on both ends. Good pass to a cutter.
Yancey not fouled, can't get the shot away though, and turns the ball back over. There's no way in her 18th season in San Diego, Cindy Fisher's letting the Toreros get away with the lack of effort that was maybe there in that first quarter.
Well, and look, let me be clear. They had an aggressive defense in the first, but they just upped it another level. And I think it was the talk in between quarters from the coach.
22-15, 6:45 to go in this second quarter. Okri from the top of the arc. High bounce. No good. Oh, good board by Pace. She goes back up, can't get the bucket to fall.
It was a good no call initially. Pace is asking for it, but there was a good no call.
Kevin Stark, the strength coach, with the call over there. Someone get us some stripes and a whistle. He was ready for it.
Now watch, the Lions have to pass to get out of this press. There it is.
Dangerous pass over the head of Okri. Didn't see it coming though.
See if Aspen Adams running the point can get him into their offensive rhythm.
Gordon elevates. Almost a save by Adams right into the hands of Newbert.
Ooh.
And they're going to call Pace stepping out of bounds, and Cindy Fisher is heated.
Turnover.
For a team that is forcing some of the most turnovers in the entire league, as we take a look at this save by Adams, right into the gut of Newbert. The Toreros, one of the top teams in forcing turnovers in the WCC today. They're getting the turnovers forced on them.
Yeah, and in the first quarter, the Lions were very effective at breaking the press. A little bit harder for them here in the second, but they're still effective.
Adams from way outside, just a bit out of range.
Yeah, that's right. It was probably 2 feet beyond her comfort zone.
Adams looks up at the shot clock and says, chocolate fudge. I think she thought time was running down a little bit more.
So
Exact words.
After an offensive explosion by the Lions in the first quarter, things have slowed down considerably here in the second.
Slowed down for the Toreros as well. Pace unable to get that bucket to go, but Clark called for the travel.
So if that was a travel, and I'm not disputing it, what about the contact, right? There was a lot of contact, and I think that's what caused the travel. Not sure what coach is signaling. Oh, resetting the shot clock. Good closeout. Oh, no.
Right into the body of Oakley, and that's going to send her to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
It was too much of a closeout. She was airborne, and that gives the Toreros a big boost.
A massive boost. Those 3 points drawn within 4. The shot at the free throw line could bring it to 1 possession. Samuel subs in. Cassie Gordon takes a seat. We're still on 1,000-point watch here, folks. Maya Pace, 7 away from a career milestone. And for a player that was out all last season with a torn Achilles, as Oakley can't get that to go, it's really nice to see her back out on the court. We miss, as a Lion fan and as a basketball fan, we miss seeing Maya Pace out there with the squad.
You always want to see the best players out there, and she's no doubt a fantastic player.
Here for one last ride and a chance at history in Gersten today. Averaging 9 points, and that's what she needs, is that pass thrown right into the hands of Calfani, and they're off to the races.
So that was a force. I understand the idea, but too many bodies in there to force that pass in.
Calfani slows things up as we near the midway point of the second quarter. Inside she goes, teardrop, rattles home.
So I think the Toreros are on a 9-0 run here in about the last 3 minutes of action.
They are. Lions over their last 4, 3 turnovers in the last 4 minutes, and that accounts for that scoring drought as well.
I'm very uncomfortable seeing that 2 up there for the Lions total points in this quarter.
Bit too familiar as the foul's called inside. It's going to be on Calfani, and it sends us to the media timeout. 4:42 to go. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. I just texted her asking.
St. Mary's is up 59-56 on USF. 3:29 left.
It always seems to be a tale of 2 quarters when it comes to the Lions, and right now we're seeing that. 20 points in the first quarter, only 2 through the first 5:18 of this quarter. Gary, what has changed from the first to the second?
Well, the Lions were handling the defensive pressure by the Toreros and the press better in the first quarter. They've had too many turnovers, a stagnant offense, and on the defensive end, they're not able to stop the Toreros, and there's a careless pass. Mark lucky to get it. So I know Coach Hughes doesn't like coming out of a timeout with a sort of uneven play.
The Lions look a bit rattled on the offensive end right now.
4 seconds.
Mark will fire a 3. No good off the rim. That ball's batted out of bounds. It'll stay Lion ball.
So Alexis Mark had no choice but to shoot it. Pretty good shot considering. But it's just totally different flow, which means no flow as compared to the first quarter. Again, I'd like to see a ball screen come out top of the key.
Mark driving on her friend and teammate, can't get it to go. Travel's called on Mark.
One extra step. They've probably done that quite a bit in practice back in the Sierra Canyon days.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So this is the time when we need Alexis Mark's energy to carry the Lions through this dry spell.
Mark tied for leading scorer in the game with 8. Mark Clark with 8 and Oakery as well, 3-way tie.
Lions in his own defense. Look at Ollinger trying to get position on Mark down low.
Horstmeyer fires away.
So I don't know the stat for this quarter, but the percentages for shooting have reversed completely. Torero's shooting well, Lions not.
Now up to 36% for the Toreros, down to 44% for the Lions in the game.
Something you said earlier in this quarter, I think maybe what's going on, a little bit of fatigue for the Lions. That depleted bench was something we could be concerned about from the beginning. Ooh.
I was just about to say the Lions are over from downtown, and Nicole Rodriguez shuts me up.
Great to see her knock that down, keep her confidence high.
Big bucket puts the Lions back in the lead with 3 minutes to go in this first half.
The Toreros are not a great three-point shooting team, so the zone defense can be effective. Oakery proved me wrong with the one she hit earlier, but generally speaking, you can take your chances on their threes.
Ollinger.
She must have heard me, but that is not her shot, right? Ollinger is shooting 27.8% from three, and she nailed that one, so give her credit. I'm clearly wrong.
I didn't see her look at Alexis Mark with that one, but I'm sure she had a little smile in hand as Oakery takes the steal to the cup, and the Toreros have the lead back in hand, and the Lions a 30-second timeout.
So that's exactly what the Toreros want and the Lions don't want. You get a trap on the sideline, nowhere to go. Only option would be a timeout, but the turnover happened before you could get a timeout. There's the Ollinger prove Gary Craig wrong.
That shot went out of frame, for God's sake. That thing was an
Derek
absolute,
Fisher.
maybe beyond Derek Fisher. That thing went to Jupiter and back.
But look, we are in a bad situation from the Lions standpoint. Whereas they were up by 9 at the end of the first quarter, they're now down 2. It's a 16-3 run in the last 5:41.
Well, the Lions outscored the Toreros by 9 in the first, getting outscored by 11 here in the second. 2:22 to go. There's a chance to make up some points, but certainly they had this game more in control. And we talk about it. From quarter to quarter, you just don't know what Lions squad you're going to have. And with a depleted bench like we have today, maybe not surprising to see this fatigue.
Well, what I'm frustrated by is they have fundamentals to break the press. They haven't been executing. There's what they're supposed to do. Pass it back. Rodriguez pass it up again. Someone's open, but the pass was too soft.
Ollinger comes up with the steal, and the Toreros have life on their end. It's Pace now.
Pace looking to add to her scoring. Not that time.
Calfani inside, held up. Horstmeyer from the other side.
Oh, no box out.
Pace up, no good.
You have to box out down low. No choice.
Toreros ranked top 100 in the nation in offensive rebounds per game, just under 14 a game. And the Lions have often struggled with boxing out and preventing offensive rebounds. And a team like the Toreros that's good at it, they really got to put the work in on the box out. Gordon inside now, driving on Oakery, picks up her dribble, turnaround two's good.
So Cassie Gordon playing the Ari Johnson role. When the Lions need a bucket, it's Ari Johnson. She's not available today. Cassie Gordon decided to take it on her own shoulders.
And we really haven't even mentioned that a leader on the court for this Lions squad really sets the pace for this team, not in the picture today. Oakery shot rims out. Nicole Rodriguez, the high board. We're knotted up at 27 with 1 minute to go in the first half.
Great rebound. Yep,
Whistle blown, foul called. Oakery will be called for it. First personal, second team foul. Alexis Mark back in the game. Aspen Adams takes a seat.
if I'm not mistaken, the Lions were 8 for 8 from the line in the first quarter. A lot of fouls by the Toreros. And did you just say it's only their second foul of the second quarter with only a minute left? They turned that around big time.
Both teams with 2 fouls apiece in this quarter. Whistles have slowed down significantly in this. The pace has also picked up as well. Cross-court swing over to Rodriguez. She gets caught up inside and called for a travel.
Yeah, it looked like maybe there was some contact with her leg that caused her to slip. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yep.
I think her feet just came out from under her. Little slick spot on the floor. Calfani inside. She'll elevate. Too much on it.
Lions should play for the last shot. 23 seconds.
Shot clock turned off. Knotted up at 27. Lions have a chance to head to the locker room with the lead. Toreros 1-6 this season when trailing at halftime. 7-2 when they're leading or tied. This bucket could be a big difference for the Lions. Mark for 3. No good. Calfani with the board, and time will expire. Knotted up at 27. Toreros really fought back in the second. We'll step aside for a quick break. Coach Hughes joining us on the other side. LMU men's and women's basketball season tickets are on sale now. Come join the Pride on the Bluff and get yours today at lmulions.com/tickets. Lots of exciting games coming up. Conference play is about to get underway for the men, and it's already cooking for the ladies. We'll see you in just a little bit. Get those season tickets online, lmulions.com/tickets. Coach, you guys came out real hot in the first quarter, seemed to slow down in the second. Is fatigue getting to your team, or what are you seeing from the bench?
Credit to San Diego, they started switching up their defenses. I think for us, not fatigue, but more so us trying to keep ourselves fresh for the second half. We got to be able to handle their pressure and understand when they're in a zone versus when they're in a man.
We'll let you get in the locker room. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brendan.
That's all from here. We'll come up with more at the half. Lions women basketball coming up next.
At University Credit Union, we're a different kind of financial institution because we were founded over 70 years ago by the university community for the university community. Our experts put our member owners first by offering personalized advice on savings and investing and competitive loan rates to help you on your financial journey. Bank with your brain and get a financial advantage because you deserve more than a bank. You deserve a partner committed to your financial success. Learn more and join today at ucu.org.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by University Credit Union, the official credit union of LMU Athletics. By Cedars-Sinai. Cedars-Sinai is the official health partner of LMU Athletics. Learn more at cedarsinai.org. And by TicketSmarter. Experience the power and excitement of live events with TicketSmarter. Think smart. Think TicketSmarter. Coming up for your Lions is a trip up the coast to Pepperdine next Saturday at 2:30 p.m. A 3-game road trip starts there, then it's off to the Pacific Northwest for Gonzaga and Portland. Always two tough matchups. If you're trying to come to Gerson, catch us here on February 2nd and February 4th. Pacific and St. Mary's invade the Bluff. That's your upcoming schedule. We'll see you back here in just a moment. Welcome back at the half. 27-all here. It was up and down first and second quarters. Really a fun, fast-paced game. Let's take a look at some first half highlights brought to you by University Credit Union. And Gary, the Lions were really the story in the first quarter. Torero's more so in the second.
Yeah, it was, basically they switched off, and it was a game of runs. Lions had a 10-0 run at one point, and Torero's came back with an 11-0 run in the second. Seeing some good ball movement. Nicole Rodriguez going to come up and hit a nice jumper from a little bit above the free throw line. Then we're going to see the Toreros probably come right back when there's a three-point attempt, and it's good.
And Oakley, like we said, struggled this season on the three. Today, she's knocked down a couple, including almost a chance at a 4-point play.
Yeah, that was a tough one for the Lions. Fortunate she didn't end up making that. We also see that big three from Ollinger that was basically in my face, since I had just talked about them not being a great three-point
I was
shooting
shocked
team.
that ball came back into the arena. It seemed like it went outside. It was so high. Really, Lions just need to put two quarters together. Take a look at the stats. If we were to show this after the first quarter, much different story. The Lions were shooting in the 60% range, down to 47%, well above their average, still good to see. On the three-point side, that's where a big difference has been. Lions have fired away 7 of them and missed 6. They're really struggling from downtown.
And although I think it was a fair statement I made about the three-point shooting the Toreros on the season, they're ahead of their season average. I think they averaged somewhere in the low 30s, and they're at 43%. And really, that was 2 for 3 in the second quarter. Rebounds tied up at 14. That's good, but something that's not shown there is 7 of those Torero boards are on the offensive glass. We've talked about that. It was, I think, our number one key to the game. Boxing out is going to be critical. They create extra possessions on turnovers. You can't give them extra possessions on offensive rebounds. And you see LMU with 3 additional turnovers. They did a good job in the first quarter. The second quarter, the turnovers were a problem.
And the Torero's been capitalizing 13 points off those turnovers. More coming up next here from Gerson Pavilion, 27-all. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
This is that way, so it like throws me off.
At Cedars-Sinai, we're right here for Los Angeles. Here for the athletes, the fans, and all your MVPs. Here with hustle, heart, and a deep roster of talent. Here for pep talks, victory celebrations, and big comebacks. Because here, no matter what you're up against, we'll give you everything we've got. Cedars-Sinai, proud to be #1 in California and #2 in the nation.
Get great seats, safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmart. Choose great seats from over 125,000 live events, all backed with a TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Get your tickets smarter at ticketsmarter.com.
Take a look at these photos here. Recognize anyone in there? How about 35 and 33, Alexis Mark, Amanda Olinger. What a special day it is for those two to get to face off against each other. Teammates at Sierra Canyon, and not just teammates, but friends as well. The pair went on from there to win a state title at Sierra Canyon up in Sacramento. Take a look at them. Championship bound as a pair, and today they're battling it out on the court. Friends off the court, certainly foes here today. But the basketball world is so small, and it's so special to have moments like these. We've had with Coach Hughes and Coach Meek. Today it's Olinger and Mark battling it out down low, and it's really fun to just have that dynamic out on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when the game starts, that friendship ends. But, you know, I remember back in the day, Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson were close friends. And when they faced off in the NBA Finals, you wouldn't even know it.
And Alexis Mark, certainly a fast-paced, strong player, and you got a big like Amanda Olinger down there. He brought it up. These two have certainly played one-on-one together, gone at each other in practice. Olinger just a bit older than Mark, so you know, probably got that big sister, little sister mentality as we get started here in the third quarter. Knotted up at 27, 20 minutes to go. It should be a fun one.
You can see a zone defense now by the Toreros. Gave the Lions some problems in the second quarter. See if they know how to penetrate it this time.
Starting five back out on the court for both squads as Rodriguez's shot is off the mark. Rebound tipped around by Mark into the hands of Clark and back in the bucket.
So great hustle by Alexis Mark.
Lions couldn't get back, but Oakley couldn't finish.
Yeah, Kari Clark got knocked down and was unable to get back in time to match up on Olinger.
Newbert back out to Oakley. She'll fire a three off the mark. Rebound by Pace.
Pace boxed out. That's how she got that rebound. 2
straight offensive boards for this squad, adding to their deadly 7 already, nearing double figures in offensive boards.
Yeah, and you know, Lions can't afford to give more opportunities and have to work harder on the defensive end.
Calfani pulls up for 2. Swish all the way.
See if the Lions can break this press. Gordon needs to hang back a little bit. Oh, Mark coming up with the big move in the center of the court. So zone defense again, problematic. Lions working the ball around. It's a good way to go against the zone. Oh!
Rodriguez had a chance at a 3, a pull-up long 2 instead. Off for an iron, long rebound right back into her hands.
So Alexis Mark was open for a 3. See if they can find her again if they keep working it around.
It's Clark instead, too long, tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Lion ball off the hands of Pace.
Good hustle by Cassie Gordon. If the Lions are going to win this game, they cannot be out-hustled. Despite the Toreros playing at a fast pace, the Lions have to match it.
Rodriguez inbounds on her own baseline, struggling to find it. Whistle blown, fouls called. Believe it's going to be on Newbert.
Yeah, the out-of-bounds play there under the basket for the Lions creates a lot of conflict in the key. Newbert got caught up. How many fouls is that on her?
That's 3, and that's going to pull her out of the game. Laura Erickstrup into the action now to relieve Newbert.
So although that's helpful for the Lions, Erickstrup is a strong player in her own right.
Oakley tasked with dealing with Alexis Mark. Clark wanted the handoff, disrupted by that San Diego defense.
Yeah, sometimes the Lions, when they give up their dribble, they got nowhere to go with the ball. 6 seconds.
Rodriguez threads the needle to the cup and in.
That's the Nicole Rodriguez we're used to seeing.
Coach Hughes is fired up with that bucket. Time winding down, cool, calm, collected to the cup. 31-29, 7:45 to go. It's Erickstrup now spinning in the key, blocked by Clark.
Good defense by Kari Clark and way to maintain composure when she got fouled.
Foul's going to be on Ayana Calfani. First personal, second team foul for the Toreros. It'll send her to the bench as well, and we'll see the entrance of Veronica Sheffy.
Erikstrup actually has 2 fouls herself.
That ball's thrown away. Unnecessary turnover for the Lions, and they can't afford that against a team like San Diego.
No, but it's that pressure, right? It's that full court press. Cassie Gordon had the right look, but just pass was too far out of Alexis Mark's reach.
Lucky for the Lions, Sheffy gives one right back, bounces that one off her foot on the dribble. Lions have another shot at redemption here on this possession.
See, if the Lions fall back and have someone behind the press, they're able to defeat it.
Clark now inside, thrown over the head of Samuel. Recovered by Mark. Lions again with life on this possession. That ball's deflected by Okri. Here come the Toreros.
Good hustle play.
Again, sloppy play. Gordon tries to save it and does. Really should have let that ball run out of bounds.
Yeah, it's hard because your instinct is to save it, but when you're on the Toreros offensive end, you don't want to give them that possession. Lions are able to get set, though.
Erikstrup from in the key, off the mark.
Wise to hold it up for Alexis Mark. Let her teammates get back. See if they can run something now. It's a man-to-man defense, not that zone that was troubling them so much. Yeah, Gordon can take Olinger.
Goes right into the lap of Erikstrup, drives her on the other side. Foul is called. It's going to be on Olinger. Her second personal. And Toreros with 3 team fouls, 2 away from the bonus here in the third.
Brendan, I don't think there's any 6'4" player in WCC that can guard Cassie Gordon on the perimeter.
Correction, I think they're going to give that foul to Okri on the reach.
Huh.
Still second personal, but on Okri, third team foul. Oh, Nicole Rodriguez, the heads-up play, can't convert it though. Man, that would have been pretty.
But that was a high IQ play. Good trap.
Whistle blown, timeout's called by Cindy Fisher and the Toreros, and she's on the court and hot right away.
Will we get a replay of that Nicole Rodriguez play? I know it didn't finish, but man, what a smart play.
Maybe after the break. It's the media timeout. We'll step aside. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, now how are you going to know? Look at this, Brent. 4 minutes in, he only had 6 points. I wish Nicole would have converted on that. Lions out rebound.
And welcome back to Gerson Pavilion. Gary, you just mentioned it. Only 6 points scored here in the third quarter, 4 minutes in. 4 for the Lions, 2 for the Toreros. It's really been slow on the offensive end, a bit sloppy, needless to say.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a bright spot for the Lions, it's that they were more effective in working through the zone defense that the Toreros were playing. And Nicole Rodriguez with a real heads-up play. Unfortunately, she couldn't convert. Lions coming out now in a trapping zone defense.
Horstmeyer pulls up, can't get it to go. Pace with the board. Over to Olinger, easy bucket.
Where's the box out? Brent, we've got to have some boxing out by the Lions.
Whistle blown, foul called on Pace.
So again, the aggressive defense the Toreros play, they do it really well without reaching, but that time it looked like Pace got called.
Second personal, 14 foul, 1 away from the bonus with just under 6 minutes to go in the quarter.
See the zone now. What are the Lions going to do? They don't want to be stagnant. Best way to beat the zone is by passing. Nice look inside by Gordon. Inside out play.
She'll fire a 3 and knock it down.
That's what
Put
I'm
the
talking
3 up,
about.
Cassie Gordon.
So much easier when you pass against the zone.
Drops a 3 and raises one to the sky as the Lions go up by 3. Calfani pulls up, too short, Pace the offensive board.
Calfani has like a hitch in her shot, but she makes them.
Gordon bumped off the ball, Olinger along 2. Rattles out.
Look
ball
at all
batted
the
around.
blue jerseys.
Toreros absolutely hounding the boards. Pace off the glass and in.
And that's the offensive glass. And they get a second and a third chance, and they score. The Lions can't afford to do that. They're only up by 1.
I wish you all could see how fired up Gary was on that one. I thought he was coaching the game.
Yeah,
He's
sorry.
ready.
Sorry.
No, it's not, there's no apology necessary. I just wish we had a little point of view camera for you all to watch.
What I was apologizing for is my fist almost made contact with your face by accident. Look at that. On the other side, though, again, I'm animated, but they boxed out. Toreros boxed out.
34-33, just over 4 to go, and 5 points away from 1,000 for Maya Pace. Lions don't want to see more points scored, but Pace certainly looking to get into the history books today as Clark gets a deflection, but a foul's called. It's going to be on Gordon, though.
Okay, because I didn't see Clark make
I
contact.
think it was the body down low. Take a look here. Yep, gets her with the body. Clark did get the deflection. The foul sends us to the media timeout. One more in this quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. 34-33, Lions lead. I take that as like a get ready, and then when I see them go up, so don't worry about it. Well, they just came off a 3. We have a 3. It's the same 3. It's funny. It's the exact same.
I guess there's only one game next week. So.
Yeah. And welcome back. 1 point game. It's been close all game long in this third quarter. Lions have only outscored the Toreros by 1. Gary, what has the difference been in this quarter? Both teams seem to be more on an even playing field. I know it was sloppy, but it seems like they're both finding a rhythm at least a little late in this quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they're matching up with their aggressiveness. Neither team's shooting particularly well in this third. Where I think the Toreros are having the advantage is on the offensive glass. They're getting second chance opportunities. They've had 6 second chance points just in this third quarter alone. And they only have 8 total in the quarter. So there's your difference. The Lions have to protect the defensive glass.
Oakrey's 2 free throws puts the Toreros ahead by 1. Largest lead for the Toreros was 2. For the Lions, it was 11 as they turned that ball over. Maya Pace straight to the cup, up and in.
So are we on 3-point watch for Maya Pace now?
We are on 3-point watch for Maya Pace as that ball comes flying out of bounds and Samuel frustrated with the no call.
Again, this is what the Toreros do. The Lions have been generally pretty effective in breaking the press, but when they don't and it leads to a fast break opportunity for the Toreros, the Lions are in trouble, now down 3.
Gordon elevates, can't get it to fall. Whistle blown, foul called on Oakrey. Third personal.
3.
And also the bonus, so Lions will head to the line.
I won't be surprised if they get Oakrey out. That's a lot of time for her to play in the third with 3 fouls.
Veteran player, redshirt senior for this squad.
Oh, but look, replacing her with another, not even replacing her, another player with 3 fouls coming out there, Newbert.
So Newbert off the bench. Olinger will take a seat, letting the veteran player Oakrey play smart with the fouls. Yancey's at the line.
In case you're seeing that the Lions are all back, no one at the key for the free throws, I think it's just to preserve energy.
We've seen that a few times this season with teams that push the pace the other way, because right now San Diego could have worked in transition, but instead, Lions in their defensive set before they even cross half court.
Lions are using their matchup zone again.
Alfani feeds Newbert, working on Clark, disrupted inside. Oakrey for 3, not enough.
Yeah, Lions should push it, but I don't think they're going to end up with numbers. Again, Lions were doing better when they were playing against man-to-man defense, which is what the Toreros are in now.
37-35 as Mark goes inside and the travel's called.
Too bad. Sweet move by Alexis Mark.
She wanted it, the bench wanted it.
Here it is, replay. Check it out. Oh, there was an extra step. That's all right. There was an extra step. Good call. Good move, though.
Fantastic try. Lions still down by 2, just under 2:50 to go in the third quarter.
Finney's got a decent outside shot, especially from 3. They got to be careful with her.
Pace backing down Yancey, has to give it up, though. Back out to Pace, a long 2. No good, long rebound into the hands of Gordon, and they're off to the races. Gordon inside, circus shot, no good. Mark tries to follow it up, draws the foul.
That's the Alexis Mark that we saw in the first quarter. A little bit off in the second, but back here in the third. Watch her come flying in. Can't box that out.
Mark knocks down the first, brings the Lions within 1.
I think that's her 9th point. Kari Clark leading the Lions with 10.
And knocks down the second as well.
Lions are shooting extraordinarily well from the free throw line, 91%.
75% free throw shooting team on the season as Pace gets one over the top. Can't get the bucket in. Scramble for the ball down low. Calfani hits the deck. Whistle's blown. They're going to call it a jump ball.
Gotta love that hustle, both squads.
Ava Toon into the game. Kari Clark takes a seat. And I think it was good the jump ball was called when it was, because there were a few more bodies about to go dog pile for that one.
Hey, I love that aggression, that willingness to give it up, everything you got for the ball.
2:11 to go. We're knotted back up at 37. This game's been tied nearly 10 times already today. It's Pace driving in the key. A floater in the lane's good, and we're 1 away from 1,000.
Maya Pace taking over for the Toreros here in this third quarter. Ooh, nice move.
So is Alexis Marcus. She puts another home and knots things up at 39.
It's like a championship boxing match where they're going just blow by blow by blow. Good adjustment by Cassie Gordon. That's Finney's shot.
And she'll knock it down. The San Diego bench is fired up by the three. And the Toreros are back in control, 42-39.
She's a good three-point shooter, gotta be careful.
Mark looks to answer, instead she'll turn it over.
Good
ball
play
loose
by
on the
Yancey.
floor again, Yancey's there, jump ball's called. It will stay Lion ball in a great hustle play to get the ball back after an errant pass by Mark. Destiny Samuel comes into the action.
2 times Noelle Yancey's given up her body to try and save a possession.
Nicole Rodriguez hits the bench. So it's Mark, June, Samuel, Gordon, and Yancey for the Lions. Horsemeyer, Calfani, Finney, Newbert, and Pace for the Toreros. And Maya Pace just one away from 1,000 career points. Gordon to inbound for the Lions, down by 3, just over a minute to go in the third quarter. It's been a blow-for-blow game.
The Lions need to recognize that's a zone defense. Passing, not dribbling, is your best offense against the zone defense.
Good feed inside to Samuel, spins on Calfani. Off the glass, the Lions are down by 1.
Good recognition, good pass, good shot. Oh, gave up baseline.
It's Pace now, trying to dribble through pressure. Horsemeyer from the baseline, that's her shot, and she'll knock it down as well.
Wow, both teams have picked up the offensive pace here in the waning moments of the third quarter.
30 seconds to go, a 3-second difference between game and shot clock.
Good job breaking the press.
Marked through
I thought
traffic.
there was contact.
It probably was, but gives the Toreros a chance to hold for the last shot.
Wow, Coach Fisher was animated, jumping up and down on the sideline. Mark needs to stay with Finney.
Fires away at 3. I think it was deflected. That'll send us to the break, and Coach Cindy Fisher wanted a foul. They say all ball. And it sends us into the break. 44-41, Toreros lead by 3. More action, fast pace coming up after this. Offensive boards. Absolutely. I mean, how many more offensive boards do they have? They only have 12 offensive boards? There's no way. There's no chance.
But that's 5 more than the Lions have. So that's 5 extra possessions.
30 minutes down, 10 more to go, and the ball movement is what's been working for the Lions. You talked about it, needed to see it happen, and it gave Destiny Samuel a fantastic look at the bucket.
Yeah, if you're going to try and dribble to defeat a zone, you're going to end in futility. Passing is the way to go. Let's see what the next 10 minutes brings.
Toreros will start things off for the final 10, up by 3. Maya Pace, 1 away from 1,000. Horsemeyer pulls up from in the key, gets her own rebound, back out to Calfani, has it deflected out, and the Toreros will maintain possession.
Turnovers a big story in this game. Lions have 15 turnovers, only 9 for the Toreros. That is the Toreros game.
Finney left wide open for a three, and she'll knock it down and put the Toreros up by 6.
That's just falling asleep a little bit there. She's their three-point shooter on the floor. You can't leave her wide open. So she's got 6 points in a matter of, what, 2 minutes of action here? So here's that zone again. What did we say? Passing defeats it. Don't dribble. Got to move. Uh-oh.
Finney can't get it to go, but she'll draw the foul, and Mark will be charged.
This
with her second.
Quarter is not starting the way the Lions needed to start. Look, it's a little bit careless. Good quick hands by Finney. She's given them valuable minutes.
Finney from the line this year, 67% free throw shooter.
Finney's averaging 4.8 points a game. She's already got 6. Looking to add to it from the line.
She shot only 3-pointers today, 2 for 5 from downtown as she knocks down the first from the line. Second is good as well. 8-point lead has blossomed here as Maya Pace will take a seat and we'll go off 1,000-point watch for the moment. Rest assured she will be back. Rodriguez trying to dribble out of pressure with 20 on the shot clock. Lions will get their offense set now, 15 and ticking.
Again, quick passes. Don't just stand and dribble. Gives the zone a chance to do nothing.
Rodriguez looked off the deep three, a long 2 instead, no good. San Diego pushes the other way.
So I don't like the pace of this right now for the Lions.
It's Finney again. This time rims out. Oakley, the long rebound, and Toreros have new life.
Yeah, that you can ill afford. You get lucky she misses a 3, but they get a second chance. I think they're doing a good job working the clock.
Ooh, what a pass to Oakley, can't finish. Horstmeyer, the offensive board, and back up and in, and the offensive glass is killing the Lions.
Yeah, and it's a failure to box out.
13 second chance points, and they almost turn it over there. Clark able to get a timeout called by Coach Hughes and the Lions.
Good timeout. This is getting away from the Lions.
It's going to send us to the media timeout. We'll step aside and be back with more in just a moment. Just kidding. Why not keep it here for some more action, right?
Hey, no doubt. Look.
Why not?
Let's just talk about where we're at. Let's do a game reset, right? 8:05 left.
Save me from my mistake,
down
please.
10. You know, this is the time. The Lions must get a stop. They must convert on offense. We often talk about this as Ari Johnson time. In the third quarter, Cassie Gordon filled that role for the Lions. They don't need to make 10 points back in a minute, but they cannot let this extend. They've got a couple keys. 1, if it's a zone defense, they got to cut without the ball and pass. 2, when they're breaking the press, they got to keep someone back. On that last possession, Rodriguez got stuck as the only person back. She was managed to get away with the pass to Kari Clark. Then coach saw that they were out of sync, called the timeout, reset them, and then they need to continue being aggressive on defense. Those are the things they're going to have to do.
Let's take a look at today's key moment, brought to you by University Credit Union. And it's certainly Alexis Mark again. The length, the steal, and the finish is what's most important for her there. Her length, she's always getting deflection, always getting in the action, but to see her finish it is what's important.
Yeah, and Alexis has been giving it her all out there, but we've seen her sort of have peaks and valleys in this game where that, you know, she's got a constant motor, but there's sometimes when it's running at its maximum RPMs, and I don't expect to be able to carry that through the entire game, but they need it now, right? She's going to have to, we talked, one of the keys to the game, let your defense create your offense. When she got some turnovers, remember in that first quarter, they were getting some easy buckets. I don't know how much gas the Lions have left in the tank, but that's something they're going to need to do.
Nearing a double-double here, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, and 3 of 8. Take a look. Coming up next for your Lions, PCH Cup action. believe it or not, the last game of the first half of WCC action is rival Pepperdine, and that game's going to be up in Malibu. Next weekend, we won't be with you. We'll be there. So come see us. Come out and join us. 2:30 p.m., Firestone Fieldhouse. Lions are going to need all the support they can get. That Pepperdine team has had a rough start to conference play, and they're going to be fired up to play this LMU squad.
Yeah, and LMU's going to be fired up because it's a rivalry game. I just hope they have some additional players to get on the floor because this is really tough when you only have 8 total players.
No Ari Johnson, no Amaya Oliver, no Sequoia Almond, no Layla Curry. Big misses for the Lions tonight, but they're working through it against a really tough San Diego team. Mark elevates, gets the board, can't get the putback to go though.
But she was sky high. I have no idea how she jumped that high to corral that rebound.
Gonna check, there may be a little trampoline down there for her.
Finney open.
Finney short on that one, Calfani the board.
But she was short because Alexis Mark did not give up on that play.
Miscommunication, Calfani from the line, no good. Clark tips it around right back into the hands of Calfani.
See, but Newbert came around, got position. She was able to box Kari Clark out.
Calfani bodies her way to the cup. Newbert misses. And the Lions finally corral a board.
Again, boxing out is the key.
Rodriguez from downtown.
So what I think you're seeing a little bit on Rodriguez's shot is some fatigue. Newbert okay?
She hit the floor hard and she is working through the pain, but certainly in some. And Newbert hit the deck real hard.
Looks like she's holding her left hand.
And they're going to get a sub in for her, absolutely. Amanda Olinger back in the game. Maya Pace also back in the game for Calfani. Turn back on those recording devices. Screen record, DVR, whatever you're watching on. We could be witnessing history on this possession.
Look at Rodriguez face guarding Finney after her big threes. Oh, missed assignment on the defensive end.
They double teamed over on Olinger, left Horsemeyer wide open.
Well, part of that's because if Nicole Rodriguez is face guarding Finney, she can't help. See, there's Yancey back to help out. That's good press break.
Lions down by 12. Torero's largest lead of this game with 6:21 to go.
Looks like the Toreros are back in their zone, which has given the Lions fits most of this afternoon.
Clark dumps to Yancey, pull up Jay. Rims out, good board by Mark, but they're going to call foul.
Uh-oh, Alexis better be careful. Got to be careful. Don't want to get a technical. She's giving it her all. I know she's frustrated. You just don't want to get a technical.
And I think she did.
Pretty much anytime you slam the ball down, you're going to get it. I thought maybe they had let her get away.
That's her 4th personal foul also, just to add to it.
They can
The
ill
foul
afford,
plus the technical, that's 2.
ill afford to lose her. I thought maybe Maya Pace was going to get the shot at the free throw to get to her 1,000th point. The
Can't have it
technical
come
free
from
throw.
the free throw line.
Yeah, I'll take that 1,000th point wherever it is on the floor, man. I'm not playing favorite.
She's just trying to save it for when they're back in San Diego, right?
No. She averages 9 points a game. She's sitting on 8. She's going to get this before the game is over.
Horsemeyer to inbound here with 6:05 to go, and the Lions in a 13-point hole. 54-41, fourth quarter has gotten away from them. They
Pace
have not
is
scored
wide.
a single bucket.
I'm sorry, Pace is wide open.
Flashman side, good deflection by Gordon. Deflection again by Mark. She's got to be careful. She's got 4. Offensive foul. Send it the other way.
Got to give her so much credit, right? Playing with 4 fouls and forces the other team into a foul.
Olinger, that's her 2nd. First team foul in the quarter. So the Lions right now being outscored 10-0 in the 4th. They got to get a bucket home. They want a chance at this one, obviously. That ball's thrown away again. The Lions losing their composure here late.
Yeah, well, it's been a tough go down to only 8 players. Legs are tired. This relentless pressure defense.
Horsemeyer puts a shot up, no good, foul's called.
Horsemeyer's come in and given some very good minutes here with 8 points and a chance for more at the line.
Sophomore from Greenbrae. Came into the San Diego program as an early admit. So although she's only a sophomore, she's had quite a bit of time with this program. Familiar with the WCC as well. Her mom and aunt, Santa Clara Bronco basketball alum.
Hey, Brendan, we've been so focused on Maya Pace's scoring, rightfully so, but she's also got 7 rebounds and 5 assists in this game. She's doing it all over the floor.
Aspen Adams back in the action.
Looks like we got a timeout.
We do 5:25, 60-second timeout. We'll keep it here on the floor. So Lions have been unable to get a bucket home. They're down by 15 now. It seems like it's really gotten out of hand, but that's not how they can look at it. How can they reframe these next 5:25 and potentially bring this game back within reach?
Well, you know, my recommendation is don't even think about whether you bring the game within reach or not. You play possession by possession. What's been killing them has been turnovers. What's been killing them is offensive rebounds. So a couple quick stat checks. They have 18 turnovers. That's led to 21 points for the Toreros. That's got to be something that in this last 5 minutes, 25 seconds, they got to control it, right? On the other hand, Alexis Mark can ill afford to get in foul trouble, right? She's their leading scorer with 12 points. She's also got 6 rebounds. It's very hard because she plays so all out all the time, but she's going to need to be mindful of that 4th foul she has and not get the 5th.
That technical was big, not only the idea of containing composure, but that 4th foul puts her on the bench. The Lions know they need her down the stretch.
Yeah, she can't be there for long. They're going to need her. But San Diego's still pressing, right? I mean, that's their identity. They always do it. Good job by Adams staying back.
Lions break that press with composure. Does run time off the clock. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock.
This is where the Lions get in trouble. They get stagnant on offense.
Finney's got some really quick hands. He's deflected a lot of balls.
Definitely. Gordon for a 3.
Step to the side, board by Pace. Is that her 8th?
One of the reasons I think when we're seeing so little scoring, and none really by the Lions, is their legs are tired. So their jumpers are short. Every shot seemed to be short.
Finney, the scoop shot, contested well by Clark.
And no offensive rebound for the Toreros.
Gordon driving inside, sends Pace flying, can't get the bucket to fall. That's exactly what we just talked about.
Yeah, it was short, right? And that's okay. I mean, you got to give the Lions credit for playing short bench, but they don't want moral victories. They want victories.
Whistle blown, foul called on Nicole Rodriguez.
I couldn't see what it was.
It was blocked by Adams and Pace. It'll send Gordon to the bench. First personal, but it sends Okri to the line.
Okri is 5 for 7 from the line, looking to add to her game-high 13 points. Coach Fisher out on the floor.
Okri knocks down the first. 16-point lead now in the hands of the Toreros. Second is good as well.
So despite being up, 17, they're still pressing.
Lions had an 11-point lead at one point in this game, and that is swiftly turned around, and the Toreros in complete control late in the 4th as Adams fires from across the street.
Yeah, again, about 2 feet beyond where I think her range is.
Pace, her 9th board, more boards than points. One away from 1,000, we've been saying it all day. Could it come here? The pull-up J, rims out. Horsemeyer's blocked by Clark.
Pace only averages 4.5 rebounds a game, so she's doubled her average. Also helps that the Lions have gone cold.
Again from down the block, but this time it finds it home.
I think that was probably about the same range, so maybe her range is longer than I thought.
Aspen Adams, a three-point specialist.
It's good to see them get some points on the board in the fourth.
That was their first bucket in the fourth quarter.
Coming 3:30 left.
Pace still searching for that 1 point. Olinger now working on Clark. That shot's deflected right into the camera operator. Again, my nightly plea for some form of protection for our fantastic crew.
I agree, Brandon. We got to protect them.
Thank you for the support.
Oh, it's good to see Newberg back in the game, shaking off the injury.
Really tough ball. You could hear it all the way from over here at center court. 3 minutes to go. Lions trail by 14. A steep hill to climb, but get your hiking boots on. We're going uphill both ways, folks.
So, although the Lions are breaking the press effectively, one of the downsides for them is they're taking 9 seconds to do it, leaves them less time in their set offense.
Whistle blown, foul called. It's going to be on Finney.
So I've already gone on record predicting Pace is going to get her 1,000th point today. 2:43 left to see if she can do it.
Adams another three. I think that was deflected.
Oh, it had to be. I mean, it had to be. She doesn't miss that badly.
Lucky for the Lions, that ball's off the hands of Pace. Olinger takes a seat. Eric Strupp into the game.
Ava Toon open.
Fires her own three. Off the mark, it's Finney now. Into the hands of Maya Pace, 999 career points.
And she's content to be patient on offense.
Drives to the cup, drops Adams. That would have been 1,000, but it's going to be an offensive foul instead. Third personal, third team foul. Take a look at it again. Good position by Adams.
There it is. She jumped into her. I mean, Adams was moving, right? But when you jump into the defensive player, you often get that foul call.
And you know Pace knows that she has one more and she wants that bucket. You can tell. Ball tipped out by Oakery.
It was a good look, but it was about a second late, right? Gordon was open, but before Clark got it to her, she was covered because San Diego is aggressive on defense.
Still one away. Lions 14 away from knotting it up. A lot more work to do on that end.
Good fake by Rodriguez.
She'll find Samuel wide open for a three, and she'll find the bottom of the bucket.
So let's take a moment to note the Lions bench is still up and cheering despite being down and despite having so few players. That's good team spirit.
All five that are over there, two inactive. Oakery dribbles off her foot, maintains possession. It's tipped out by Mark. 1:40 to go. Finney not called for the foul. Mark Euro step, loses control of it, and out of bounds.
Alexis Mark had made up her mind at half court. She was going all the way. Lions coming out with the press.
Trying to disrupt Pace, and they do. As it deflected, gets the pass off to Oakery. Pace calling for the ball.
Oakery unable to see Finney, who was open behind the three-point line. Five seconds left. Pace calling for it.
Won't get the shot off.
Maybe you're right, and Pace wants to do it in front of her home fans. It didn't have a date on it.
Taylor, please dismiss it.
Oh no, steal. Good contest by Rodriguez.
Why? No, no. That's terrible. Dude. 35. Welcome back to Gerson Pavilion.
So Oakley is adding to her game-leading point total. Horstmeyer ended up with 10 points so far. And the
Mark grabs the board.
the Maya Pace 1,000-point watch continues. 30 seconds left.
Rodriguez puts up the shot, no good.
Bodies all over the place. While we were away, there was a steal by Oakley. Rodriguez, though, managed to contest. Although it was a foul, it prevented a fast break layup.
Timeout called by Coach Hughes and Lions. So, Gary, this one pretty much done and dusted. Lions have a tough road trip coming up on the road at their rival Pepperdine, and it's Gonzaga and Portland.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. If I'm the Lions, I'm just one game at a time right now, right? You hope to have some players back healthy on Saturday against Pepperdine, get a victory against your rival, and then take each of the next games one at a time. You know, the WCC is tough, regardless of who you're playing. Pepperdine is not at the top of the WCC, but it's a rivalry game, and they've been playing strong, even in losses. Lions are going to look at 2 quarters here, the second and the fourth, when they really let an opportunity get away from them. But given what they've been doing, playing only 8 players, I'm going to give them a lot of credit for playing with hustle and heart throughout.
59-47, 21 seconds to go. Maya Pace looks like she's going to get that 1,000-point back in San Diego.
Well, I haven't ruled it out yet, but we'll see. Oh, good look.
Good find. Alexis Mark will finish. 17 seconds to go.
That's the passing I want to see from them on every possession. Oh, extending the game with a foul. Rodriguez may have 4 now. No, only 3. Okay, it's Mark has the 4. How many points did Horstmeyer have at halftime? I'll see if I can get that in the waning seconds here.
She can't hit the first free throw.
She had 2, so she's really been balling out here in the second half. Missed both. Lions gonna push the pace.
Gordon fires a 3.
Yeah, that's gonna do it here. Was there an intentional foul on Pace, or did they get it on Horstmeyer before the ball got to Pace? Because if it's Pace, you know what that means, Brendan. You know what that means.
Cindy Fisher smiling, she knows. Chance at 1,000 right here from the line. You wanted it from the line, you're gonna get it from the line.
I like seeing history being made. I'd rather see it in a Lion win.
Pace's free throws in, and she's nailed herself into the history book. 1,000 career points for number 10. A veteran on this team gets a standing ovation from the Torero faithful. And just for good measure, 1,001 to end the evening. Rodriguez shot off the mark. Torero's crowd pace as she goes into the history books. 1,000 career points. A player in high school that had 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds, one of only 2 players, and she's done it here again today. Gary, we're going to head straight into the interview. Final thoughts here.
You know, it's a spirited effort by the Lions, a tough loss. Any loss is tough. They have some things to work on. They have some things they did well. I look forward to the rematch against the Toreros later on in the season.
All right, we'll be joined by a player yet to be named in just a moment. We'll keep it here on the floor as we get there, though. 61-49, the final score. We'll be joined by Kari Clark.
Should I go stand by? For her? Yeah, stand by, but we're for that a bit. Alright, stand by for break time. We still have a minute here. Our interview. Are you ready? Ready.
And we're joined by Kari Clark now after the win. Kari, 10 points on the afternoon for you. You really seemed dominant and confident in that first half. What changed for you in that time?
Sorry. Just trying to be there for my team, get us a good start in the first half, and just try to carry us through the 4 quarters that we have.
Absolutely. You guys have had a tough go of it in conference play. You're one of the leaders on this team, both on and off the court. How can you rally this team as you guys head into a pretty tough 3-game road trip?
Yeah, we just got to stick together. I mean, one of our sport goals is just stay together and play together, and that's what we have to do. We just have to trust each other.
Kari, any thoughts on the way that you guys played in the first quarter? You guys had a tough first quarter against BYU, one where you only scored 2 points. Today you scored 20.
Yeah.
How did the energy change from Thursday to today?
Yeah, we just need we learned from our mistakes. We knew we had to come out strong, and that's what we did this game. So I'm proud of us.
Kari, get some rest. We'll see you at Pepperdine next Saturday for a good one. We'll see you back here on February 2nd, all right?
Thank you, guys. All right.
That's Kari Clark, everybody. We'll wrap things up here from LMU. Final stats, Kari Clark ends the evening, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Alexis Mark, 14 points, 8 rebounds. On the other side, Maya Pace, the story of the night, 1,000 career points, and adds another just for good measure. Kira Okri leads the way, 16 points, 3 of 12 from the field, 8 of 11 from the free throw line. Cassie Gordon also with 9 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. It's been a pleasure having you on the WCC Network with us this evening. We'll be back here on February 2nd, catch the Lions on the road for the next 3 games. On behalf of our entire crew, executive producer Kevin Pineda, director Sam Tavares, my color commentator Garrett Craig, I'm Brendan Craig. You've been watching a presentation of LMU Women's Basketball on the WCC Network. We'll see you back here in just a few weeks. So long from the Bluff.